Welcome to Rubens Nest, Uniquely Yours, a show designed for the plus-size community created to enlighten, entertain, inspire, and inform. In this episode, the doctor is back in the house. Dr. John is back to talk with the ladies about the holiday blues, how to spot them, what are the triggers, and suggest coping mechanisms to help make it through a time of the year that can evoke feelings of loneliness, stress, and anxiety. Also, we have in studio massage therapist Courtney Stover, discussing the benefits of therapeutic stress-relieving massage. Don't click away, we have a great show ahead. Now, here are the ladies of the nest, Cydia, Shavandalind, and Tamia. Take it away, ladies.
Welcome to Rubens Nest, Uniquely Yours. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Sincerely hope that you all had a great day, surrounded by family, lots of good food. You know, I'm sure everybody's stuffed. I know.
Okay.
I am.
I hope you didn't gobble till you wobble. Because you know Thanksgiving can do that to you.
Yes, it can. Sincerely. It's so true. I know. I usually get stuffed and then take a nap. You know. So I hope you've got plenty of leftovers. So what I want you all to do is go make a sandwich, get your favorite beverage, relax, and enjoy the show. Okay, we've got a really good show today. We have Dr. John back in the house again.
Yay!
Yay! So excited. He is amazing, as you all know from the last interview. And so he's going to be in today talking about some really good stuff on, you know, holiday blues.
Yeah.
And we always seem to, you know, not all, but some kind of get a little sad. I know I do.
Yeah, it's a change of the weather, it's a change of the time, it gets a little darker, and you know, all of that, so it can happen.
And then some people are dealing with loss, you know?
Yes, it's around the holidays, you're missing your family, because that's what holidays normally is about. It's food, family, people you hadn't seen in a while, you know, so it can kind of get a little nostalgic, little, you know, down memory lane, you know, when you were a kid, and
exactly
all that other stuff.
Yeah.
And it hurts me just a teeny bit because my dad passed away December 29th, so it was like right after the holidays. And then last year, my baby, my Oreo, passed away December 31st. So it seems like my holidays these last few years, there's some sadness attached to it.
Yeah.
But I try to overcome it. And we're going to talk about
As we should all.
how to cope with those things.
Yes.
Right. Have you noticed, you know, also that in coping, you know, we tend to, you know, sometimes overeat and a lot of other things, and I hope none of you are doing that. But I've made a promise to myself not to do it this year.
Yeah.
But I get really
Trying to be
tense.
more mindful about it.
But I get really tense, you know. And you know what really makes me tense is when I look on television and I see Christmas commercials right after Halloween.
Or before Halloween.
Before Halloween. No. How about those stores that has Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas decorations all in one?
I know.
Really?
I can't believe it. And it drives me nuts. You know, and I get so super tense, you know. But what relaxes me is a wonderful massage. So today in studio, we have Courtney Stover, who is a massage therapist.
Wonderful.
And she'll be talking to us about the benefits of massage.
Yes.
So let's get ready and get into this show. All right. Holidays are supposed to be a time of joy and happiness and family and getting together and, you know, dressing up. And it doesn't matter what your religious affiliation is. It really doesn't. You know, and it's all about goodwill towards men.
And family.
But according to an article in Psychology Today, for some people, it's a time where there's feelings of loneliness, stress, anxiety, and it has a name, if, you know, who knew, but it's the holiday blues. And it is a real phenomena.
It is.
And, you know, people talk about it, and I think you've heard, you know, calling the holiday blues, but when I started reading and doing a little research, you know, for prepping for our interview with Dr. John, I learned some really fascinating things, you know, that the holiday blues, they have different effects on different people.
Yes.
The data is a little limited, but they have gathered quite a lot by doing surveys with many people. And there is evidence and, some percentages of statistics about causes and consequences of the holiday blues. For instance, there is solid evidence, and I'm going to read this because I don't want to mistake, that despite long-held beliefs and often erroneous media coverage, the suicide rate in the United States does not spike around the holidays, which I thought that to be true, but it's not. According to the U.S. Center for Health Statistics, suicide rate is highest between April and August, which for me that was very surprising because those are, it's spring,
bright,
summer, bright, warm, lots of fun things happening, vacations.
A lot of more outside activities.
So it really is. But the months of November, December, and January have the lowest.
Didn't know that.
The lowest daily suicide rates.
Wow.
Yeah. So, the suicide rates don't necessarily mean that the blues aren't the real phenomena. They are. And there is no systematic review about the increase of mental health problems around the holidays, but there are findings from surveys that suggest people feel more stress, anxiety, and depression in the period between Thanksgiving and New Year's. Yeah. While I don't really have holiday blues, I know I do get stressed and I do get anxious, and a lot of that has to do with buying gifts.
Yes.
Do I have enough money to buy gifts? Oh darn it, I spent too much money on buying gifts. And it just really it takes a lot out of you, and the next thing you know, you're really super stressed. Okay. And so with all of the focus on the rise of mental health issues, and in keeping with our mission to inform, enlighten, inspire, and empower, we've reached out to our favorite psychologist, Dr. John Wayne Wilson, and we asked him to shed some light on the holiday blues. So please, let's watch the interview with John. Hey, Dr. John, it's really nice to have you back with us again.
Thanks for having me.
Doing okay?
I'm doing fine.
Awesome. Well, it's that time of year. Holidays have begun. Thanksgiving is here, and we've been talking amongst ourselves about a phenomena that we didn't know was a phenomena, but is a very real thing called the holiday blues. I've often heard that a lot of people at this time of year become very depressed, very upset. Why? What are some of the reasons that causes a person in what should be the happiest time of the year become so depressed, and also in some cases we've heard suicidal? Is that a fact? Share.
Well, there are a couple of reasons why people's moods change from this time of year. One is a seasonal affective disorder, which used to be considered a separate depression disorder, but it's actually a part of a major depression. And so with the change of from summer to fall and fall to winter, with less lighting, it actually impacts, they don't really know what causes it. But one of the things that's linked to it is the lessening of sunlight. And so, so during the summer, we have much more sunlight, and that actually impacts brain chemistry, serotonin, which is a neurotransmitter in the brain, which impacts the emotional state of us. The other is melatonin is also linked. And so the increasing of melatonin, which impacts the onset of like sleep and drowsiness. Also just a lack of activity. It decreases as winter comes on. So, it's kind of like a hibernation, not as extreme as like bears, but we tend to slow down. We tend to stay in. We tend to be just less active. And so that impacts your mood. Another reason is starting what I think is family time starts Halloween going until the New Year. Well, not everybody looks forward to this time of year. Not everybody gets along with their family. So some families have a lot of drama attached to this time of the year. There's a lot of pressure. And so pressure in terms of where we're going for Thanksgiving, for the Christmas, Hanukkah time of the year, but also spending money. A lot of people start spending, they buy gifts, and they get into a lot of debt. And so there's a lot of responsibility. There's also a lot of like the cost to this time of the year. And then in addition, some people, they experience loss. So family members die, close friends die this time of the year. And so it's like you can't feel sad during this time because it's supposed to be a happy time of the year. So
Right.
it's like a disjointed kind of experience. So not everybody enjoys this time of the year, and so it gets to be difficult to kind of manage that. And then I also think people minimize people feeling down at this time of the year because you're supposed to be, it's like a shaming kind of thing. You're supposed to be happy. So if you're not happy, what's wrong with you? But really what people...
And so it could be us, not caring for our fellow peer, family member, and sort of missing them in a sense.
Yeah, attributing maybe, kind of depressed mood or isolating behavior or loss of appetite as being something about attached to will, a choice. But a lot of depression has nothing to do with choice. It's the brain chemistry changing, an actual loss, which is supposed to be sad.
Right.
And so because people are uncomfortable with that, they tend to try to get people to feel better. They try to get them out of that mood. And so there are things that a person can do to kind of address this if they're feeling sad. But it's also a lot of not acknowledging or being empathic towards people. And so you just kind of feel like, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing or should be doing. I'm not feeling how I'm supposed to be feeling. And so people start internalizing other people's expectations or even their own expectations. Like, I should be up because throughout the year, I tend to be up, So, but depending on what's causing the depression or the depressed mood, that may not be the case. And so it's important to recognize, is this happening? Is this an isolated thing that happened only like this year? Or is this a pattern that shows up on a regular basis year after year after year? And so the best thing to do is kind of talk to a professional, either primary care physician or psychologist or licensed professional, counselor, to figure out if there's a pattern here and to figure out what's the best treatment or approach to kind of deal with it.
Interesting. So I know that my father died on the 29th of December, and I was super close to my father. So right around the new year, I start to, feel that sadness, that overwhelming sense of loss. And last year, I lost my dog, who was like my baby, on New Year's Eve, 15 minutes before the clock struck. And that actually put me to bed for a week. I was so devastated. So I'm kind of at that place where I feel sad, but yet I don't feel that depression that others feel. And for me, when I start to feel that way, I always try to go out and do something. Are there things that we can do if we start feeling those overwhelming, emotions, the stress from the finance? Because I feel that too. Last year, I felt it really hard because we just overspent like crazy. And, finances, I know, is a thing that can really put a person over the edge. So what is it that we can do to kind of help ourselves sort of become a little more, I don't even know what a good word is, but able to deal with stress? Right.
Well, the reality is most people, when they start feeling some type of depressed mood or depression, the person knows when that's going on. They're not clueless.
Okay.
What people tend to do is they try to not acknowledge it. They try to deny it. And they don't talk about it. With those things in play, they don't seek out help. And that can be help from a professional, it can be help from your religious affiliated, like priest or pastor. But what people tend to shut down. And so when people are in this mood, they tend to know what has changed. And so people notice that their appetite has kind of changed, either by eating excessively or eating a lot of carbs or not eating at all. They recognize when they start either gaining or losing weight. They recognize that they're staying home more. People recognize when they start doing self-destructive kind of behaviors, either increasing alcohol or drug use or sex or something like that. All those things kind of are like distractions to the feeling of either loss or grief. And so the first step is when you recognize this is going on in yourself, to acknowledge it and not try to deny it or try to distract.
Okay.
In recognizing the things that are kind of changing, you probably need to find some strategies to increase those behaviors that are now decreasing. So, for example, if you find yourself kind of staying at home more, isolating yourself from friends, family, or you becoming less interested in activities that you typically enjoy, you need to be mindful and purposeful to be around people.
Okay.
To be around, people that you care about, friends, family, to go out, to do those activities that you normally like to do them even though you don't feel like doing it, because those behaviors will bring you some type of enjoyment, even if it doesn't necessarily feel like that at first. And what that will do, that will begin to change your brain chemistry, which then has an effect on your mood. Now, also you need to be patient, because most people nowadays, everybody's, everything's instant. So let me take a pill instantly. Well, this is a process. So even taking medication, so if you see a professional, it's like a psychiatrist or your primary care physician, they give you an antidepressant, that usually takes a couple of weeks, a few weeks for it to really kick in. Mm-hmm. So it has to be patient. So that's why you have to be mindful and not go by how you feel. Because like I tell my clients oftentimes, our feelings will lie to us. They can inform us, but they will lie to us. And so sometimes you have to kind of do the opposite of how you feel. So that's one of the things that's important when you're dealing with depressed mood. Because if you're depressed, you're not going to do anything. It makes sense. You don't feel like it. So I get that. But the treatment is you have to stay active. You have to talk. You have to not isolate yourself. You have to do things that make you feel good. Right. And so, and most people who are depressed, they recognize activities that in the past have been helpful like that. Now, for seasonal affective kind of disorder, although the professionals don't really know what causes it, what's been linked in terms of kind of helping relieve that is photolight therapy.
Oh,
and so that replaces some of the reduction in sunlight. So 20 minutes to an hour a day under specialized lighting over time will have an impact. Also helping, because your rhythm kind of gets off balance. So even taking melatonin will help that too. Because some people, the disorder will, you become an insomniac and things like that. So it will kind of help your body kind of regulate the production of melatonin in your body. So by taking this supplement, it can replace what's not being created. So it kind of help your sleep patterns get more on track. And then also, like I said, antidepressants can help too. But you need a prescription for that. Takes
time, exactly. But the melatonin that will definitely help. I noticed that, and we were talking about how with the sunlight diminishing, soon as the sun is down, you just want to go to bed. It's like, okay, I'm done.
Right. But like in Atlanta, now it's starting to get, where a month and a half ago, it was getting dark at 8:00. Yeah. Now it's getting dark at 5:30.
Right. You're right.
And so people start feeling like the day is ending. Yes. And so then like the body starts slowing down with some regard. And so you have to do stuff. So exercise is another thing that's helpful. Keeps the body moving, keeps it alert, keeps it going. Also kind of helps level out your energy level throughout the day. So when you go to bed, your body's ready to kind of rest and recuperate with a good night's sleep. And so melatonin helps that too.
Okay. That's good advice. So are there some, I know a lot of going out and doing the things like we like shopping, which can kind of have the reverse effect. The ladies and I went to a little pop-up shop doing what we called shopping therapy. And I know a lot of people enjoy that, but could that not also, if you overshop, sort of have the counter effect?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you're shopping, this time of year, with all the commercials on TV and the pressure to buy gifts and, depending on how large your family is, how connected you are to people. Shopping can get relief, but shopping in some ways, it can be like gambling. It could be like smoking. It could be like sex, where in whatever moderation is for a person, it's a good thing. Yeah. But it's also a distracting thing. And so just like with using drugs or alcohol, and shopping, if you do it too much, then you have to deal with other consequences. And so with the shopping, it's increased credit card amount of debt, it's less money. And so that's gonna increase anxiety and worry and stress. And from stuff that I've read, the majority of Americans don't pay off their Christmas and holiday spending bills until like March, April.
Right.
So you do all the spending, and then you take a quarter of the year to pay it off.
Right.
So that produces a lot of stress, because if you're doing that, that means you can't do other things.
Exactly.
So that money's going towards paying off the debt for stuff that's really material. So, I mean, some people would suggest that instead of spending money on gifts, either make your own gifts for less money, or do things where you're active with somebody, and it's not about so you give them a gift of time and yourself, as opposed to something you purchase.
Which are more thoughtful gifts.
More thoughtful gifts, right? And so, but yeah, the shopping does do, because it makes us feel good when we buy something we want. But the reality is, in this country, in this culture, we have more things than we need. We don't really need all the stuff we think we want. It's not really a want, it's a need.
Right.
And we end up packing our homes, apartments with stuff that we never use, or we spend hundreds of dollars a month putting stuff in storage. All that just increases the stress, anxiety, and mood stuff. And so,
So it's a vicious circle.
It's a vicious circle, right? So you have to be mindful of, what you're doing, why you're doing, and you have to be mindful of how things are impacting you, so that you can seek the appropriate help that you need. You know what I mean? And so, but I recognize for a lot of people, seeing a therapist is like a no-no. Being out here in the Bible Belt, there's a lot of people like, I just need to pray.
Right.
Prayer has a purpose.
Right.
However, prayer, is not going to take care of everything. And so you need to see somebody who's going to help you,
right.
In addition to prayer and faith and things like that.
Prayer, so, wonderful things, but I think God also gave us wisdom so that we would be able to choose, the right path. And the right path for some is being able to go and see somebody, for help. He gave us, gave the wisdom to the doctors and told us, that's what they're there for. Use them. So I agree with you 100%. So Dr. John, it's been wonderful talking to you as always. We could go on forever. One of these days,
sure.
One of these days, we would love for you to come out to California and be with us live and take some questions while you're here. So you should plan on that in the new year. We'd love to have you come out. Okay?
Sounds like a good idea.
I think it's a great idea. Come while the sun is up and we'll all be all happy. Actually,
there you go.
It'd be wonderful if we just left the daylight savings time, period, and stopped flipping back and forth. That would make my life much easier.
Right. Well, it's probably about money, so somebody do that.
True. This is true. Okay, thank you again so much. And folks, Dr. John Wilson, Completely Psyched, is his website, and we'll have all of that information on our Facebook page and running across the banner on the show. So we hope that you enjoyed. Please be mindful. If you're feeling stress and anxiety, Dr. John said it, seek help. There's nothing wrong with seeking help. And get out there, stay active. Thanks again, Dr. John. We'll see you soon.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Dr. John, for bringing us such great information. You always inform us and enlighten us. There's so much more to the holiday blues than I thought. I recently read an article on the National Alliance on Mental Illness website, and I'll quote and I'll read it, okay? According to a recent survey, the National Alliance on Mental Illness, NAMI, records that approximately 24% of people with a diagnosed mental illness find that the holidays make their condition a lot worse, and 40% somewhat worse. Approximately 300 individuals participate in the survey November 13th through 18th, 2014, with 292 answering the specific question, others' detailed experiences.
Wow.
Now, I don't know about you, but that's a lot.
That is a lot. That's a whole lot.
Think about it.
Yeah, really. I mean, Wow.
It saddens me. You know, NAMI is the largest grassroots mental health organization dedicated to building better lives for millions of Americans affected by mental illness. For more information and tips on avoiding the holiday blues, check out their website at www.nami.org. You can also find them at twitter.com/NAMICOMMUNICATE or facebook.com/official NAMI.
You really, that is sad.
Yeah.
Those statistics are very, very sad. And it's terrible that mental health illness issues are just not given the attention that they need.
Right.
Wow.
And I believe, during the holidays, or any time, you should just check on your people. Check on your friends, check on your family, because we all just kind of just push through. And we don't take care of ourselves the way we should.
We don't. You're right.
I think a lot of us don't really realize it or don't even want to label it that.
Yeah.
Because you may not be aware of it. It's a word, mental health, and talking about your mental health is not really talked, and we need to help take the stigma off of it so people will begin to more and more talk about it.
Yeah.
And then you'll recognize, oh, is that what the holiday blues are? Because I've been feeling that. I didn't even know to give it a name.
Yeah.
Now you know to give it a name.
Right.
And to say how you feel. And look it up. It's not going to affect everybody the same.
Exactly.
It's going to be differently individually, and some a little bit more heavier than others.
Right.
So, yeah.
And it as you said, there is a stigma with mental health.
Yes.
And it has been for many years. I mean, in the past, somebody would have a nervous breakdown and, it would be hushed and they would put away and, nobody ever talked about it.
No.
Where's Uncle Bob? Oh, Uncle Bob is on a extended vacation.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And you go, extended vacation? Oh,
Yeah.
I haven't seen Uncle Bob in 3 years.
Yeah.
What kind of vacation? Because nobody wanted to admit that they could.
It was like a shameful thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
no, that's not in our family.
Right.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I think now more so than ever, I think there are more people shedding more light
Yes.
on
Yes.
mental health illnesses. I personally have a lot of friends who are therapists and psychologists who are, pushing and making it known like it's okay to get help.
Absolutely.
And I think, a lot of people...
necessary.
Yes,
really,
yes.
for
And
everyone.
I think a lot of people, more so are more comfortable with talking about it.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So I think now so more than ever, I think we're doing better.
Yeah.
We're doing better than we were,
Yeah.
but we could do so much more.
Yeah.
We really could.
Yeah.
We could use a little help with the government.
Yes. And then for me, going through therapy, and I do go to therapy, knowing that and going to group therapy, it helped me to see that there was other people just like me
Yes.
that were
Absolutely.
going through it, and you don't feel alone in it.
Absolutely.
And then you don't feel like, okay, I shouldn't talk about it. Then that's where the shameful part comes in. But the relieving and the freeing part about it is talking about it.
Yes,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
You got to get that stuff out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get it all bottled up, and then you do like I used to do, become a shopaholic or shop therapy. Okay? So, no.
Yeah.
I've been delivered and that was one of my, and that's, that comes to what I'm going to be talking about is coping, and that was one of my things that I did. I did coping.
Yeah, exactly.
So-
At least yours was shopping because mine was eating, and I had gained a whole bunch of weight, which I'm losing now. But
Amen. Same here too, and that was one of my things.
Yeah,
That was one of my
yeah.
coping mechanisms. It was either shopping, or cooking, or eating.
And I would get angry. I did the shopping, I did the eating, and then I would be mad at myself for doing it.
shopping and eating.
And shopping and eating.
Really? Okay.
And then, and then that anger would come out in the most, inappropriate times. And, and be directed at people that had, really no reason for me to be all upset with them.
Yeah.
And they'd look at you and it's like, what is wrong with you? And and it's like, forgive me, it's me, it's not you. So how do we cope? What are some things to do?
So some of the things that we do to cope, so many things out there, and this should just be a little taste of it. So some of the things that we use with coping, you can do reading, you can do walking, you can do talking with a good friend that's going to really give you a good listening ear, massage therapy, as we'll learn a little bit later. Some of the other things that I love is just kind of just watching a good movie. Sometimes you don't know that you need a really good cry. I'll watch a good movie just to cry because it helps to release. Cleansing.
Tears are cleansing.
Yes, they are. They are. And so sometimes I'll do that. Or I have friends know that they text me and send me pictures. Just send me stuff because I need a good butt-gusting laugh. And I got a good text like that the other day, and oh my gosh, it had me laughing so hard. And that will help to lift some of those holiday blues and lift some of those things that are got you going and you don't even realize. So yeah. But with Dr. John's interview, like he mentioned, with some of the coping with the holiday blues, I did a little research and found an article, because I can talk for days, but let's go in the black and white and give you an article. So anyway, it was on Psych Central, Coping with the Holiday Survival Guide. And you can go to psychcentral.com/holidays, and there you can find this article. And it says, for many people, Christmas holiday seasons are a happy and joyous time, which they are. You know, who doesn't like the beautiful colors of the decorations, the gifts, and all that other good stuff, and the good food and family things. But then there's other things, enriching by reuniting with friends and family. But the year ends, you know, so you got all of whatever that year is, those 365 days or whatever it was, and it ends. And so coming to the end, it could become stressful. And with that stress, old patterns and behaviors emerge. Not good. So like me, remember the shopaholic thing I told you about? Or with the eating and all some of the stuff we talked about, those things emerge. And we need to be mindful of them. We need to talk about it. And by doing that, we'll have the ability, we'll have tools to be able to deal with those things and cope better with those things. So, as I mentioned, holiday seasons can be very stressful and other patterns will emerge, but we're going to be thankful that we have these tools and that we have friends and family that we're going to help us talk about these things so that we will be better for it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's very good. Some of the things, because I also read the article, and there are a couple of interesting sub-articles that I thought, you know, they piqued my attention. And I'm just going to list a few. The real Christmas present is you. Okay?
It is.
It is. And if you look at it that way, instead of spending so much time trying to find the perfect gift for, you know, someone in your family, someone you love, you know, you're the gift, you know. Also, this one made me laugh, you know, it's why I think Santa Claus has ADHD.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also, you can read A Lesson in Giving, which is, you know, just some really good, healthy pointers on, you know, giving. As I said, I always either overgive, you know, spend way too much money buying lots and lots of stuff when I could have probably gotten, you know, maybe one or two really quality gifts.
Yes.
Or even made gifts.
Yes.
That would mean
with
so
love.
much more than what I could buy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we get so caught up in that. Right.
Which causes stress.
Yes. And then another one was creating a coping plan for challenging holiday season.
Yes.
That feeds my need to be organized,
Yes.
and I love that. And I'm gonna tell on our director. Our director Michelle.
Do tell.
She shared, and she's gonna share with us. She has a spreadsheet, an Excel spreadsheet that has who she's giving gifts to, you know, what it is that she's giving them, you know, the cost, where to find it, if she's found it. I mean,
she's not
damn. That's awesome.
Yes.
I need that.
Yes.
Okay. You know, I'm also really bad about the last minute shopping. I procrastinate and I wait, and then
That's exciting though.
Then it's hard to find parking. The mall is packed.
And I hate,
shelves are bare.
Hate those crowds.
Yes.
You're in there and it's hot. It may be cold outside, but it's hot inside. And it's, you know, then you've got this big old coat that you got to take off. Then you got to drag that along with everything that you're buying. Yeah, and you can't find what you want.
No.
Or you don't know what it is that you want to get.
Yes.
And so you're like, going, woo! And your head is spinning, and all I want to do is, you know what?
And say, you know what?
I'll get a gift card
And
call it a day.
Really?
So no, those and the thing is, I used to work in retail when I was in my youth. One of my first jobs was in retail, and it actually took away the joy of shopping at Christmas time, dealing with customers. So some of you out there, be kind to your salespeople.
Yes.
Okay.
Be nice.
They have lives. They have families.
They do.
Be nice to them.
Yeah.
All right. And then the last article that I thought was really good one is 3 tips to eat healthy this holiday weekend.
Amen.
All right. Yeah. On our last show, we did a lot of holiday treats. And by the way, I mentioned that the one thing that wasn't ready when we were doing our tasting was the pumpkin mousse on the ginger snap crumbles. Oh my God. Afterwards, it was done, and it was so good. Just so good. I mean, I was gobbling up.
Gobble, 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 okay?
And he made some more for Thanksgiving. So
I'll get my portion then.
it's you'll have to. Well, we got leftovers, so
Yes.
So definitely. But we'll put that on the website so you can make it for Christmas.
Yum, 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 yum.
Mouth watering, delicious. So some other things that we can do, ladies. What do you think?
So one of my favorite new things that I am actually on IG, I won a eye mask. So take a nap. Take a nap during the day. Get you an eye mask, block out the sun, get you a good nap, and because that gives your brain to kind of shut down because you got 1,000,003 things running through your mind. You need to decompress, take a little quick nap, little power nap. You'll feel so much better for it. And sometimes it is okay to eat a treat. Maybe you've been doing good and you did good during the holidays, but you just want that little treat. But do it in moderation.
Yeah.
That's always good. And sometimes just dressing yourself up, like me on my normal everyday. I don't do the makeup thing or to do the dress up thing, but maybe dressing up will do it for you. Because who doesn't feel good when they dress up?
Exactly.
I know I do.
Okay, we feel good. We look cute. We just like, you got a little different attitude. You sit up a little higher. You walk a little different way. So do that. Maybe go to the department store and try on an outfit that that you're not going to necessarily buy, but you just want to see what it looks like. Or go to the makeup counter and have them do your face up. Make yourself feel good.
Yeah.
And then maybe a good hot cup of tea. Who doesn't like a good cup of hot tea or coffee?
Yeah. For me, like I'm in therapy too. For me, my therapist tells me I need to be around people who make me feel good.
Exactly.
So, because it gets your serotonin going. So when you're feeling down, your serotonin is low.
Very low.
So for me, I like to maybe go hang out with some friends like these 2 ladies here. And, we grab something to eat. Or sometimes we just do a group text and that makes me feel good.
Yes. Because somebody will say something.
And it's usually this one.
Okay.
Guilty.
Yeah, so, or even take a trip. Sometimes, just going on a trip, like, by yourself, go get a hotel room and,
That's good.
Yeah.
Those are all really, really good.
Yeah.
And I already told you what I like to do when I'm feeling stressed is I like to get a massage.
Yes.
So, we're going to be bringing on our guest, Courtney Stover, who's going to talk to us about my favorite thing, massage. Yay! Nice to have you with us.
Thank you for having me.
I think, with the exception of Siobhan, we both have experienced.
Oh, so you left me out?
I'm sorry. I know.
It's okay. I'm going to catch up.
We've
Yeah,
had
you have
those
to.
healing hands.
We've had the healing hands, and believe me, after massage with
Wondrous.
Courtney, oh, you feel like heaven.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, we've been talking about how holidays can be stressors, and, you know, we've said that there are a lot of different ways to cope and get through it and kind of lift your spirits. And, you know, as I said, for me, massage is one of those things. You know, when my body is tense, I don't function well. So a good massage loosens everything up. Plus, our sessions are always fun because we just, you know, gossip. Talk the whole time, you know. And even though normally you're supposed to be quiet and just enjoy, you know,
You're never quiet.
I'm never quiet. I don't know how to be quiet. I really don't, you know. I'm just constantly coming. But that's okay. That's who I am, you know. So we want to know just a few things, you know, as why is it massage therapy is so therapeutic?
Well, I would say that massage helps to relieve the mind of the stresses throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the month. It helps to regulate your mood. It helps with your serotonin, which is good for quieting and calming, and it helps with irritability. So when you're getting massage, you're producing these neurochemicals that sometimes you throughout the day are not receiving to relieve them from your body. So it's just kind of like you get that moment, you're relaxed, and you're trying to connect to who you are. Yeah.
Now, there are several different kinds of massages. I was wondering, what kind of massages do you recommend for like stress and anxiety? Is there a specific technique that you use?
I would suggest a Swedish massage. Swedish is more effleurage and longer strokes and a little bit more gentle on the body, whereas deep tissue is more for chronic pain, and it goes into the deeper levels of your muscles, your tendons, and your fascia. And the fascia is actually what covers your muscles and bones and things like that. So I would just say more of like a Swedish for like depression, anxiety, or things like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's good.
And within your massages, are you using any special tools, oils and essential oils, anything like that? And are there different types?
Yeah, so in my massages, I usually use different type of oils. So they have, of course, we all know about lavender. That's really relaxing, calming, releases tension and things like that. And I love vetiver. That helps to bring you back to your balance, and it's grounding and focusing. And there's another one. It's so many different ones you can use, but a sage, clary sage, it helps with worry and guilt and obsession and things like that. So, or you can use sweet orange. And the orange brightens and uplifts your mood.
Oh, okay.
So during these times, we want to have a mood that's kind of brightened because of things that you may be going through.
Holiday blues.
And holiday
we're talking
blues.
about.
So yeah.
Oh, excellent.
I love
So
that.
do you purchase these oils or do you make your own oils?
It just depends. Sometimes I will purchase the lotions that already have the oils in them, but then if I want to make it specific for the client, I may buy the essential oils separately and mix them with my lotions or my oils.
Oh, wonderful.
So you're able to customize them
Yes.
for your different clients
Yes.
and things like that.
Oh, that's great.
Okay. I love.
Now, I like to think of myself as a massage connoisseur, having over the years had many. And deep tissue, I really do enjoy deep tissue. I've only had this done twice, which was Rolfing, which was painful. But after a while, I felt really good. So Rolfing, is that a technique that you use, or do you recommend that, or?
It just all depends on the person, and it just depends on what you're experiencing in your body at that time. Sometimes you need a little bit more pressure. Sometimes you need a little bit lighter. So I would have to meet the person, and I would have to do kind of an intake with them before I can suggest which type of massage.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what I've noticed also, because as we shared, I've experienced her wonderful healing hands before. Like she said, with the intake, she will assess you. But I've noticed with her, because she's very intuitive and very, intuitive. You know, she knows the body, and then she's very in sync. She'll find spots
Oh my God.
and locations that you didn't even know that
Yes.
was hurting. Because maybe you were concentrating, okay, maybe your shoulder was hurting. But then she'll go maybe somewhere else, and it's just like that tension that was there would release that. And that's another thing I love about massage therapy and a good massage therapist. So if you haven't found one, she's a very good one. But in your local area, find you one that is not only going to go by what you said, but they're able to find those different things within the body to help bring balance.
Absolutely. So, what made you decide to become a massage therapist? Tell us your story.
Well, actually, I didn't really think about it. When I was younger, I would always have my family members say, "You have really good hands. You have really good hands." And I'm like, "No, you just want me to rub your back all day. I don't want to do that. So you want me to rub your feet. I don't want to do that."
Yeah.
So I went to college and studied family studies and human development. I wanted to be a counselor or a case manager and helping at-risk youth, and so I did that for a while. And one day I was in this building looking for employment, and they had a school, and so I was like, massage, like the little light bulb. And so then I went to school for massage, and I did it for a while. Yes, I switched back to my undergrad degree, and then I was like, you know what, that's not me. I need more of a connection, and my intuition is saying that I need to use massage to help heal other people.
Yes.
And with
It
that,
is
with
healing.
healing other people, it's healing me as well.
Yeah.
So I
Yes.
love that dual action going back and forth. So that's what kind of brought me into it. It was just that that light bulb, that insight that says, this is what you're supposed to be doing. And every time I do it, I feel more of a connection to that's where I'm supposed to be.
I love it.
That's a
I love
beautiful
it.
feeling.
And you said one other thing with connection, and I was just going to say, and that's another thing that helps to heal or to ease or soothe those holiday blues is connection. Because not only are we connecting with our friends and family with conversation and food and all that, but the touch.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
and touch. And what is our body? 100%. Oh my God, I
I
don't know how
know.
the percentage.
I'm ready.
We have skin on our body that is
Yeah.
our largest organ, from the crowns of our head to the soles of our feet. So with it being our largest organ, it needs to be touched. It is there to be touched, and that's what massage therapists do.
And you know, touch actually starts from birth.
Yeah.
That touch therapy, there are so
Skin to skin.
yes, so
Mother and
many
her,
babies in at risk.
Yes.
Babies that are born to mothers who have been addicted
Yes.
on heroin, etc., all the drugs, and were continuing to use. When they come out, the babies come out like little addicts and are in withdrawal. And that skin therapy and the massage works,
It's healing and helpful.
wonders. It is so healing. So as we, mature, as we're growing with children development, when your kids get hurt, they come and they need that touch and that mother's
That
loving
comforting,
touch,
yes,
and
yes.
it's comforting. So
And
as
healing.
it is extremely healing, and it's
Yeah.
very important, that when you have a massage therapist, that they have that, understanding, and they have that touch. I had an experience with a massage therapist who I went for a deep tissue. I don't know if he realized that I was a woman. It's not like you couldn't see, that I was, but he was so rough. And when I said
He didn't
deep
seem in
tissue,
tune.
he wasn't. And when I said deep, I didn't mean bore through
Right.
the layers of my skin down to my bone.
Yeah.
When I was done afterwards and I came back and I looked at myself in the mirror,
Did you have bruises?
I had bruises. I had I had his handprint on one arm. And I was like, oh my God, I will never go back to him again.
And you know what I was going to say? Sometimes a lot of people think they need deep tissue, and they don't realize that the deeper pressure is for, and you may have chronic pain.
Yes.
But I would say, like, have somebody do an intake with you, and while you're getting the massage therapist should check in with you
Yes.
from time
Yes.
to time to see,
Yes.
like, is this too much pressure? Do you want less? Do you want more? Are you comfortable where you are?
Yeah.
Right.
So, so.
Yeah. And this guy did not.
Yeah.
He did not.
And as you find your massage therapist and as you get more and more comfortable with them, that relaxation will not only become relaxing because of the massage, but relaxing because you know the person and you feel comfortable with them.
Yes.
Because I personally have had a tailbone issue, and not a lot of places where you can go commercially where they can touch you in your tailbone area. And as we know, that's in your buttocks area. And I have a massage therapist, in addition to Courtney, and she was able to get into that area and get it good. And I felt comfortable with her, and for her to get in there, and it was so relieving, and just that helped relieve stress. Because when you have pain, you're stressed.
Exactly, absolutely. And that's another question that I have. You know, there have been stories about how there have been some massage therapists that are a bit inappropriate. You know, when you are working, because I know for a while you were working in a clinic, you know,
Physical therapy.
and you've added physical therapy clinic as well, an assistant, which I think that's awesome.
Yes.
Really is. But how do you gauge, monitor that kind of behavior? Because I mean, there is massage, and then there's massage. You know, and we don't.
No, okay, yeah, not that kind of massage.
That kind of massage should just be between you and your sig other. Okay.
Yes.
But you know, how do you, you know, and have you ever, you personally, or heard other stories of, you know, other therapists, and how, you know, how do you safeguard yourself from that?
You know, I've had a couple experiences before, and I'm learning just to have those boundaries, setting them up before you even have the massage. Because I've had some issues where I just thought they should know it's just massage. We're not doing anything else. So without having guidelines in the front, they decided to take it upon themselves to expose themselves, you know, when they want to go to the bathroom, instead of saying, hey, this is a massage. I'm going to cover myself up, because it was in the privacy of their own home. And so they decided to just do what they wanted to do, you know? And so I was taken back, and I was like, whoa, that's too much for me. I didn't want all of that.
It's a little scary.
Yeah.
So actually, I had a friend of mine, Tamia here, I said, what should I do about this situation? You know, she says, next time, just have a towel by the bed, so when he tries that again, he knows that that's not right.
No.
So he tried it again. And I was just like, again? Really? You're doing this? And so I had the towel, gave him the towel, and then he decided, like, oh, that wasn't right. You know? So, of course, he tried some other things later, but I was just like, you know what? We have to stop this massage-client relationship, because I think you're wanting something else.
Yeah.
And so I would say build those guidelines before you even start a massage.
Exactly.
You know?
Great.
Yeah.
Very good. And as I said, so you've added physical therapy to your repertoire. Are you enjoying that?
I like it. It can be stressful at times, because not only are we doing 1 hour full body massages, at times we are doing individual or patient work. So what we do is we go into the room, we may spend about 15 minutes, and we work on different parts of the body, whether it's your shoulder or your knee. People are coming in for rehabilitation and things like that. So I like it, but you know, it's a lot of work, but it's good.
But you're doing great, and like I said, from my perspective, I know to me, as in Siobhan, you'll jump on the bandwagon.
I'm jumping on.
Okay. So Courtney, how can we get in touch with you? How can those viewers that are local get in touch with you?
Your healing hands?
Well, you can go to my email. It's Stover, S-T-O-V as in Victor E-R, the number 343 @gmail.com. And leave me a message, and I'll get back to you.
Awesome. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for having
Thank
me.
you.
Thank
Thank you.
Well, guys, that's a wrap. It's another show in the can.
Yeah.
This is, was this show number 7?
Yes.
Number 8? 7.
7.
This is 7. All right. Christmas show will be 8. That'll be a lot of fun.
Yes.
We'll do something special for the holidays.
Yes.
Well, before we go, I want to thank Dr. John
Thank you.
for being with us. As always, he always has such wonderful, great information, and all of his info, where you can contact him, is running across the screen. Plus, we'll have it on our Facebook page.
Yes.
Yeah. And thank you, Courtney, for being with us.
Thank you.
Maybe next time we'll have Courtney come on and give one of us a massage.
Well, since you guys have already did it,
yeah,
I'll volunteer for that.
Okay.
So you can see some of those techniques
Yes.
and and how they work. So that'd be awesome.
Yes.
So it's great that you took time out of your busy schedule to be on with us. So it's great. And before we leave, I just want to say a couple of things. If you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling lonely, you're stressed, or you have any unusual symptoms, you don't have to be alone.
Nope.
You really don't. Everybody has to have somebody that they can reach out to and talk to. Be your own advocate and seek help.
Yes.
The mental health issue is at an all-time high in this country. Every day you just turn the TV on, the newspaper, somebody else has killed somebody or several somebodies. Over the past few months we've had synagogues, people just minding their own business shot and killed unnecessarily. And that's a result of people who have mental health issues. And I would guarantee that none of those people sought help. And nobody recognized that they had problems. So if you have a friend and you're noticing some things about them that seem a little off, don't just slough it off.
No.
Don't ignore it. Okay?
Address it.
Address it.
Yeah.
Talk to them about it.
See how
And-
if you feel it and notice it in yourself.
Absolutely. If you yourself are feeling, very anxious, do not let it go.
Yes.
Seek the help you need. And if you have a friend, a family member that needs help, whether they want to go or not, take them kicking and screaming. Okay?
They'll be better for it.
They will be much, much better for it. All right? So, everybody is, in holiday swing now. So, please be mindful
Yes.
of that. Please take care of yourselves and enjoy the moments. Stop thinking about the what you have to do and enjoy the moment that you're in. All right? Don't forget where you can find us. We are at Rubens Nest on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Or if you have any information, if there's anything that you'd like to share, or if you just want to tell us that you love us,
Yes.
send us an email at info@rubensnest.com. And I'm going to pose something, a question of the day, that you can either email us or you can put it on Facebook. What do you do to cope? How do you get through the holidays? Share with us.
Please do share.
Okay? And as always, remember to get up, get out, and do something absolutely uniquely yours.
Yes.
And once again, from all of us here, happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.